Okay. What's going on, gang? What's good? What's good? What's going on? We're about to get going. Let me know how the sound goes because I'm gonna try to do it without the microphone this week. See how it sounds. Last week's microphone was pretty much had a little echo and I didn't like it. So I want to make sure. So let me see. How's the sound? I want to make sure it sounds good before I actually get going. Just to make sure, because last week I had the microphone turned on and the microphone was like real echo and shit. So let me know how's the sound. Can y'all hear me straight over there? Can y'all hear me straight? I don't know if it's what's going on. I don't see nobody saying anything as far as the sound. How's the sound? Can anybody hear me over there? Alright, I'm not pretty much. Let me see. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Alright, so we just gonna get started, right? Make sure I hit that like on the way in to make sure that, we get this going. People come in. Alright, so. Alright, so we just gonna get going, man. People can come in when they come in, you know what I'm saying? Notifications is going out. So, bang, this is how we're gonna do this, man. Last week I pretty much left off. I got some questions here. We're gonna answer the questions. I'm pretty much gonna answer the questions at the end. Or y'all want me to answer the questions, starting off. What do y'all think? Turn it down a little. So it's too loud, you think? Let me see. Bum, bum, bum. How's that? All right. So yeah, last week I did the microphone and it was mad echoey and shit. So I decided to do it without the microphone. And we just gonna get going. All right. So all right. Thanks, Camila. Shout out to Camila, man. I hope I'm saying the name right. So yeah, last week I pretty much left off where I ended up, getting locked up or whatever. I took questions. Everybody pretty much, said continue with the story from last week. And we're going to do that. We're going to continue with the story from last week. And then I'm going to answer the questions that everybody asked me during the community polls during the week. So if y'all remember last week, I pretty much was saying how I ended up getting locked up, how everything happened. And so we left off at pretty much, boom, projects. Let me see if I get it all back. Boom, projects, got locked up. Okay, so I'm gonna bring back just a little bit, so we could catch on. So, I ended up saying that I ended up catching my first bid. Boom, I was like 17. So I was in the projects. My man got into a fight with some other kid that was from the projects. He ended up leaving. The kid ended up coming back. Y'all remember the story, right? He ended up coming back, pretty much robbed everybody. And after he robbed everybody, he pretty much, shot at me, whatever, boom. That's why I left off, right? So what happened was after that, that happened that night. So again, he shot at me that night, whatever. This is all for educational purpose only, you know what I'm saying? So let's make sure we get that clear. We're not glorifying violence or anything like that. We're just sharing my story so my family, my family and my subscribers and everybody else can get to know me a little bit better. And also, we could actually, share something, get to know me a little bit better and hopefully learn something from it. So I ended the story in the projects. Boom. I ended up getting shot at. I ended up beefing. I ended up coming home. I mentioned all that. So that day, right, that happened. I run Boom. I never remember. I said I was reaching. I went around the building to go get my gun that day, right? So that the whole incident happened. He jumps out the car. Boom. He robs the people that was right there. That was playing dice or whatever. I went to go get my shit. He pulled up behind the building with his cousin. His cousin was driving. He starts shooting at me. He starts shooting at me or whatever, whatever. I actually never made it to my gun. You guys didn't get the rest of the story because I didn't say the whole story, right? So I never made it to my gun. What happens is, when I noticed he pulled up and screamed my name, I noticed he was already shooting. So I stood behind the wall. He never actually, you know what I'm saying, got me or it got any of my peoples. Because me, my cousin, my brother, we all walked behind the building. Like I said, my cousin wanted to fight him. I told him, don't fight him because he's got a gun. He's looking for such and such. And he wants to get him because such and such just whipped his ass. Boom. So what happens? He, you know, he pulled up behind the building. He sees me. He yells my name, starts shooting at me. Bang, bang, bang. Still behind the building. I'm like, okay. He want to take it there. So I'm like, okay, he want to take it there. This is, now I know where we at. Because at the end of the day, I have no problems with fighting a fair one. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, he's from my neighborhood. We don't need the extra shit. We was shorties, but we was getting crazy bread. And when I'm telling you we was getting crazy bread, I'm telling you we was getting bread. It was like more than 30 of us out there, 2 different blocks, main road and the projects. And we out there getting at least $1,000 a day each. You know what I'm saying? Selling dubs and shit like that. So we going crazy. We like 16, 17 with cars, parked MPVs, Beamers. You know what I'm saying? We all had whips. My cousins, me, my brother. You know what I'm saying? We was out there really doing our thing. So at the end of the day, we knew we didn't need the heat. You know what I'm saying? We didn't need the heat coming to the neighborhood because it slows down money and things get worse. So I really didn't want to go there with him. You know what I'm saying? I was going to take it there because I knew it was no other. That night, it would have been my cousin would have ran up on him and got shot. Or either something would have happened. So I had no choice but to take it there. So that's what happened. Boom. He shoots at me. So I'm like, okay, now I know we're going to have to take it straight to the guns. We're going to have to take it there because at the end of the day, I know you're not going to fight me. You shot at me. Now it's, you know what I'm saying? Now that's how we playing. So I already knew that. Boom. So what happens? Through that whole month, we ran into each other a few times, but never got the chance to get at each other, right? During that whole month, boom. One time I was actually, boom, we was going to the projects because I was not living with my mom anymore. My mom was living in the projects still. So I'm already living out of my mom's house. So I'm heading in the town or whatever. Boom. I see him. My cousin's driving. We try to pull up on him, boom, on the main road, trying to catch him, whatever. He keeps it moving. He keeps it moving, but mind you, we live on the border of the town. So if you keep going straight, you're going to be out of town already. You know what I'm saying? Because we literally like 2 minutes away from out of town. That's why our projects was a gold mine. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Brisha, what's up? Shout out to Brisha. So, yeah, so I literally ended up chasing him in the car, you know what I'm saying, trying to get him. But nothing really happened because, you know, he kept going, whatever. He kept going down the main road. Never got to get hold of him or whatever. Excuse me. So that was one of the times I actually, you know what I'm saying, tried to get him. We didn't get him. Boom. He didn't get us, whatever. We kept going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Everything's good. I'm getting back to that story from last week or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, so what happens? So I seen him one day, right? I seen him one day, and it was like pretty much right there, face to face. You know what I'm saying? I tell him, I got the, you know what I'm saying? I got the gun with me or whatever. Boom. He's right there, across the street from the projects. We're like, yo, what up? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's cracking? Like, we gonna get it going or what? So he pulls up on the stop sign. Boom. He's got this other kid in the car that I'm cool with. But I'm telling people in the neighborhood, if you ride with him, he's getting it. You know what I'm saying? So don't ride with him. If you're gonna be on that side, you're gonna be on that side. You're gonna be on this side. Or stay out of it. But if I see him, you know what it is. Don't be riding around with him. You know what I'm saying? And it was, like I said, the whole hood ended up splitting. You know what I'm saying? His side stood to his side. There was niggas that didn't get in it, and there was niggas that stood on our side. So the whole hood pretty much split. You know what I'm saying? Because it was my team against his team. So because of what happened that night, it ended up being to where we went back and forth for like a whole month. Boom. So what led to me getting, you know what I'm saying, arrested was pretty much the night before. I don't want to get to a lot of details about what happened in between. But, okay, so I'm going to tell you where I was at just now, right? He pulls up. This is why I knew he didn't want to, even though he already had a shot at me, I still gave him one more chance to fight one-on-one without no guns, right? Because I always say we could handle it whichever way you want to handle it. We could handle it. It ain't no problems, right? But I knew it was better for me to handle it in a different way. I was better off. We from the same hood. It was better off, you know what I'm saying, handle it in a way where we could just shoot a fair one and that'll be it. So I seen him, boom, and I'm telling him like, yo, step out the car and we could do this, me and you. So he just keeps bobbing his head, laughing at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, just laughing, like, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, you know what it is? I was like, you know what? Boom. I pull out my joint. I pass it to one of my shorties. I'm like, yo, here, hold this. You know what I'm saying? Back away with it or whatever. I don't know if he had his on him or not, but I was letting him know the block is getting hot. Shit is crazy. We don't need to be doing all this extra shit, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Let's shoot a fair one and we can leave it at that. So, boom. He pretty much didn't want to get out the car. He just kept smirking, whatever, and peeled out. Boom. He peels out. So now I know it's no fair ones. You shooting at me is not going to stay like that at the end of the day, because that's not how we was rocking, you know what I'm saying? It was not going to go down like that. So now I know it's back to the guns. You don't want to fight a fair one. We're going back to the guns. Simple as that, right? So I get my joint back, whatever. He peeled out. I'm like, okay, boom. Now I know where his head is at. He don't want to fight a fair one. But you shot at me. That shit ain't staying like that. Wow. I'm riding I want to say a week later, 2 weeks later, I'm riding through the hood. Boom. Boom. Coming through his hood or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because I used to be trying to catch him, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to catch him. There was times where, yo, I swear to God, I'm lucky I got locked up for what I got locked up for the attempt or whatever, because it could have been worse, you know what I'm saying? Because there was times where I actually sat in the bushes waiting for this dude. I'm going to give you an example, right? So, okay, one time, I'm driving through, I see him out there. Mind you, it's hard to, that's why I don't understand how this dude's be beefing and get money. You can't get money in beef. That's bullshit, because I couldn't ride around with my shit all the time because it is hot, you know what I'm saying? But then I cannot ride around because I don't know if I catch. So I'm riding around without it, but I'm riding through his hood trying to see if I catch him out there. Boom, he's out there. People tell me, yo, he's out there right now, whatever. Boom. So I drive through, I seen him. I skated out. Mind you, this is in the same hood, you know what I'm saying? So I go back in the hood, get my joint, boom, come around the block, go around to everything, boom. Exactly. So I go around the block, boom. Yo, I go around the neighborhood. We know the neighborhood pretty good. So I go around the block. I go through the parking lot. It's actually like a convalescent home and shit. Boom. Those who know the hood know what I'm talking about. Yo, it's crazy. So I park in the convalescent home, go through the woods, boom, get into the bushes, go behind the main road. And the main road where the condominiums is at, I could see all the way down to the main road for the top of the building. So I'm actually looking down. He's out there when I drove by. It was a crowd of people out there. He's actually out there when I seen him. I said, I'm going to get him. Boom. Come back, get ready, boom, go through the bushes, do everything I got to do, get behind the bushes, look down. He's actually not in the corner no more. He's actually in between the buildings now with a crowd of people. You know what I'm saying? So they're playing dice. And I'm like, damn, I'm sitting behind the bushes waiting for him. You know what I'm saying? Mask down, ready to get him, whatever. That's how we was running. 17 years old, I was doing that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm masked down, ready to get him. I was really, like, I don't know, it's crazy because my mentality was just, yo, I'm going to get him. I wasn't thinking about going to jail, how much time I could have got, none of that. I was ready to just do him because he disrespected. He shot at me and he missed. And it was, you shoot at me and you miss, you better kill me because I'm coming back. And I tried to give him a fair one and he didn't take it. So now I know it's all on. You know what I'm saying? It's on when I see him. So what happens is, bow. Now I come and I'm watching from the bushes, boom. He goes back into the crowd, whatever. So I didn't want to let off and hit anybody who had nothing to do with it. Mind you, I know half of the people out there, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to just start letting off and hit somebody who was in the crowd, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So he went back in the crowd. I sat there for a few minutes waiting for him to come back to the edge, to the corner where he was at when I drove by so I could actually, you know what I'm saying, hit him from the top. Boom, never came back up to the corner. So I'm like, boom, fuck it, whatever. I'll catch him on the rebounds. Boop, jump back in the car, left. Boom. Another night, one of my mans got into a shootout with one of them. Boom. He hit his man. My man hit his man. Boom. Something happened after that. It was a few weeks later I was already locked up. Because like I said, the war went on for a month. And after I got locked up, it kept going. That happened in between. Now I'm still trying to get him. Boom. One night, so the night, let me see how I'm going to say this. Boom. Okay, let me see. The night that shit happened, it was that night, boom. Okay, so I bounced, whatever. I didn't get him that night. After that, somebody told me he was somewhere. He was in the club somewhere. And this is how niggas be locking, right? Because niggas, now we got phones. Back then, I had a cell phone and I could only call out. You can't call him or whatever. Boom. So I know I'm stuck with that. Boom. So, you know what I'm saying? So it was a little different, but we had a beeper and you could only call out because you know what I'm saying? It was a fake line where you could call out. You can't call in because it was actually somebody else's line. Those who remember those type of phones, the gray Motorola joints, boom. So dudes hit me up like, yo, he in the club. Slide to the club, try to get him. Boom, he was already done. He was not in the club no more. Mind you, I know his car. So I went to his crib, sat in his crib all night. Boom, hit the seat back, chilling I sat in the parking lot till like 4 in the morning waiting for him to come home. He didn't come home that night. I'm sitting in the parking lot with my cousin smoking, so out of my mind that, all jokes aside, I had some old M14 double clip banana, 100 clips, see-through, 2 rounds, taped together, finish 100, flip it back around, put it back in with another 100. Boom, I got my fatigue vest. It looks just like this. It was a vest. I had my fatigue vest on, and I had a 9 on my waist. My cousin has got a 357. I got a 9 on my waist, a vest, and I got the big boy with the strap hanging off my shoulders with 2 banana clips, 200 rounds on it, see-through banana clip shit. That's how I was running the streets. That's why when they talk about all this shit that's going out there, I can understand that because I've did it. I've been there. You know what I'm saying? I know what it's like to be on that seat. I know what it's like to be under that mind where you just want to get something before they get you. I'm not going to sit around and get money and be comfortable knowing this beef out there and dudes want to get me. I got to handle that. I got to get rid of it quick. Whatever's a threat, I got to get rid of it. Because I worry too much. I'm not going to have you know what I'm saying, have me looking over my shoulders and lacking or whatever. So somebody hit me that night and told me he was at the club. I didn't catch him at the club. So I went to his house, sat out there. I didn't catch him. He didn't come home that night. He must have went to a shorty house, whatever the case may be, but I didn't catch him. That whole time we playing back and forth, trying to get each other. So I understand what it's like to be sliding from block to block. I understand what it's like to be trying to get the ops. I understand what it's like to switch cars. Drive around this car, let them see you. Now you put that car up, go borrow your man's car or get your extra whip. Make sure you got tents. Make sure nobody knows you riding out around. You know what I'm saying? Borrow one of your shorty's whips. Whatever the case is, hit your cars in different neighborhoods. Go in driveways, park that one day, go get another car. Have tents that you can't see in. You can't see in at all, you know what I'm saying? But I can see out. My front windshield was tinted. You couldn't see in at all. I drive right by the cops, and sometimes they'll look at me, or the ops, and they'll be looking in there, and they can't see at all, because even my front windshield was tinted to where you can't see in. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. So, like, there was times where people that drove by, 2 o'clock in the morning, we sitting in the hood, getting money. Boom, getting money. Stick-up kids, we used to call them stick-up kids. We drive around trying to rob drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? My block was known for getting money. My block was known for shorties being out there with stacks of money on their pockets. $1,000, $200, $300, whatever. But you could go up there, rob 2 people, and come up with $2,500 in 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So we always, like I said, kept the gun. When I said in the last live, we kept something behind the building, whatever it was, because it was just like that. So, there was times when there were people driving around trying to rob people, and I didn't know who they were at the time, but the next day, like the night before, we'll be in the, like hitting behind the buildings or in the bushes. They would drive through, keep driving around in circles, dressed in black, masks on and shit. And I'm watching them from the top of the, the hill or whatever. You could see straight down. And there was certain little spots in the projects that we would go hide in at night, and just sales come through, customers come through, ooh, they'll roll over, go around the back, whatever, we'll be making money all night, right? So we watching the stick-up kids. They driving through. Let me make sure this is on, man, because this don't look like it's on. They driving through, whatever, trying to act like they want to rob niggas. You know what I'm saying? So we got to make sure we keep our eye on that, right? So what happens is this dude's drive by, whatever, we let off. Bam, 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 bam. They peeled out. I don't even know who they were. I just know they were trying to rob niggas. I'm getting off the subject real quick. But anyways, they'll come through the next day. It's just an example of what happens when niggas is out there, right? Boom, they come through the next day. And I know these niggas. Now they're in a different car. yo, Cheek, yo, whatever, yo, what up, what's good? This, down, and third. I'm talking to them, and they're like lying to me in front of my face. They don't even know that I'm the one who did it. Yo, talk to your peoples out here. I came through here last night. They were letting off, blah, blah, blah. Niggas put holes in my car, blah, blah, blah. I'm playing stupid. I'm like, really? Word? What happened? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay, I'm going to talk to people, whatever. I'm going to see who did it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they don't know that I know that they were driving around with masks on in black, running around the block, trying to make sure they catch somebody so they go rob them. So I'm the one who actually let off last night. You don't even know. But you give me that, talking about, yo, what happened, blah, 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 talk to you niggas out here, man. Niggas is acting up. I came through here to see a shorty, and niggas let off in my car, whatever. And they don't even know I was the one who did it. And I'm actually shaking their hands, and I know this nigga, and I'm like, well, that means if I was out here and I didn't know you could have robbed me, because that's exactly how it was. You could have robbed me, and I probably wouldn't even notice it was you because you had a mask on 2 in the morning. So at the end of the day, fuck you. That's what you get. Yeah, I'm going to talk to niggas. Yeah, all right, nigga, that was me. Anyways, so back to the beef shit. Boom. The nigga was in the club. Niggas gave me the drop on him. I didn't catch him. Set up outside his house. Didn't catch him. So now this is what led to me going to jail. Boom. I'm coming through the hood. Bam. We got a rental. Me and my cousin, my brother, and I forgot who else. So we coming through there, and now my man is like, exactly, man, it's crazy. You'd be surprised who be the ones to set you up. So my man fought the kid I was beefing with, man. They fought. Bah, 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 bah. They got into a fight. He bit him in his stomach. Wow. My man got him, but he bit him in the stomach. So my man felt some type of way. He's like, yo, this nigga bit me in the stomach. So I'm driving through, and he flagged me down. He's like, yo, you flagging me down and shit. So I'm like, what's up? He's like, yo, nigga just bit me, yo. I just got into a fight with this nigga. Nigga just bit me, this and the third. Yo, you got that on you? And I'm like, yeah, I got it. What's good? He's like, yo, I want to get him. Let's do this. He was like, you beefing with his mans? Let's do this. And I'm like, you know what? I've been trying to get this nigga all month. You know what I'm saying? It's his man. You want to get him. We don't like them niggas. He's his man. You want to get his man. I want to get his man. Fuck it. Let's go. Crazy thing, and he jumps in. We get an extra joint. We give it to him. Blah, blah, blah. Boom, boom, boom. We go up there. Blaze the place, blah, 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 boom, boom, boom. Niggas go crazy. Somebody left in the ambulance. We head out back to the projects. My man went crazy, dumping on, bam, 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 bam. He didn't even go back with us. The nigga ended up hitting the bushes, hitting the woods, and bouncing to a shorty house that lives across the other side of the woods. We didn't even know where the fuck he went. We go and wait for him, stashed the guns, whatever, jumped in the way, left. Boom, crackhead comes through the motorcycle. Like I said, it was money all night long. Crackhead comes through the motorcycle. This is like 1 in the morning. So now we actually got our first, even though my man already had hit one of his mans before that, but I wasn't involved. You know what I'm saying? But it was already going. It was just, now it was more than one, just 1 and 1. Now it became a click-to-click thing, because now that we got more than one people involved shooting somebody, and now he fought this other one. Now it's a little bit more people involved, even though at the beginning it was just 1-on-1, and people separated, and some people just still neutral. So we did that, whatever, hit, blaze the place up, my man bounced, nigga get hit, boom, in the ass, whatever, okay, boom. Yo, who's so crazy, man, nigga, that crackhead comes through on a motorcycle, nice little bike. We give him something, go in the woods, go smoke. Jump on the motorcycle, me and my cousin, drive right by the scene. Right by the scene, where the dude's on a stretcher getting out in the ambulance. They're putting him right there. They're throwing him in the ambulance, you know what I'm saying? And he sees us in the motorcycle driving by. That's the type of shit we was on, yo. And it's crazy because that's what led to me going to jail. Listen, that happens. The next day, it was an all-on war. They were looking for me to straight kill me. And like I said, I was 17. If I didn't get locked up the next day after that night, I would have got locked up for murder, because I got locked up for an attempt. I would have got locked up for murder, or I would have got killed. It would have got really ugly, because I was really, like, out of all my shorties, I was pretty much like the head one. You know what I'm saying? I was pretty much like the big homie, or whatever you want to call it. They all follow my lead. When I got locked up, they all had to step up the game. My brother had to step up his game, strap his boots on, and make sure he held himself down, because big bro wasn't there no more to hold him down. So the next day, mind you, like I said, I'm not living in the projects no more. My mom is living in the projects. So they're calling me, boom, boom, yo, be careful when you come up to the projects. Every morning, that's what we do. We go to the projects, get money. It's hard to beef and get money. That's why I know and I don't understand how these niggas do it. And that's why if you listen to Vaughn, Vaughn said he couldn't deal drugs because he was scared for people to set him up for a drug sale and get caught. And he just said he wasn't feeling that being around all the fiends and all that shit. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And I understand why he said that. Because I've been there. You can't beef and get drugs. I mean, sell drugs at the same time. I'm going to give you an example. I would be with this shit on me. Exactly. It's too hot. And it slows money down. Niggas get mad because now the money's slowing down. You got to do all types of shit. People's getting caught with drugs on them that would have probably not got caught because there's extra heat on the block. So what happens? I'm actually like in the block. I can't stand in the corner and joke around with my guys and roll dice and just be out there looking fresh, this, that, and the third, because I got something on me. It's not behind the building. I got to keep it on me because it's on. That's what it is. So now I got to go and sit in between the buildings by the wall. I got to wash my back because if you hit the woods, they know the neighborhood. We from the same neighborhood. If they hit the woods, they could come and get me. And I got to watch each car that's coming up and down because if it's not police, it's the ops. So I actually got to tell my dudes, like, yo, the next cell that comes, I got it. Nobody's cutting my throat. You guys watch out because we all ran in circles and we all make sure we watch each other's back. That's some real nigga shit. So it's not the same thing. You gotta move crazy when you getting money and beefing, and it does not mix. That's why I didn't want to do it from the beginning. I wanted to just shoot a fair one with him and let it go, but he didn't want to, so it came to that. So anyways, that happened that night. The next day, they're calling me, boom, yo, don't come to the projects. Don't come to the projects. I'm up there. What's good? Boom. My brother calls me, yo. My cousin called me, yo, when you come up here, mind you, the shits we had the night before were used. So I had no more shells on my shit. I was pretty much naked, right? So I had to still get across town to make sure this is what comes with beef. Because people don't understand the whole insides of what comes with beef. You don't have no more shells. You got to keep shit stashed in different places because you're dealing with shells, you're dealing with guns, you're dealing with drugs, this, that, and third. So it's not that easy to just, I'm out of shells, right? I got no ammo. Boom. What happens? I got to call up. Yo, get something ready for me. Boom, boom, I'm coming up. Because I can't move without nothing, right? Niggas trying to kill me. So now I got to move across town with an empty shit that I actually used the night before. I got to put that up, get another one. Boom. I come up there. Boom, I get up there. My cousin comes to the car. My brother comes to the car. They're like, yo, be careful. The niggas is driving around. But I said, about they're leaving messages with the shorties or whatever, talking about they're going to, you know what I'm saying, when they catch you, they're going to put you in a body bag, blah, say, blah. So I already knew what it was, right? So, boom. I come. I hit the projects. They run to the car. Boom, they gave me a new shit. Listen to what I'm saying. They gave me a new one. Take this. I grabbed the new joint. I get rid of the one I used last night. Think about it. The one I used last night. I pass it on. They take it, get rid of it, clean it, whatever they gotta do with it, they take it. Now I got a new shit on me. It's got ammos, they give me extra ammos, whatever, so I could be ready. Cause it's on. We just lit up the shit last night, hit their mans, whatever. It's on. It's crazy. They're already sending threats. They're already driving up and down looking for me, blah, blah, blah. I get a new shit. Lucky I had a new shit. I didn't have the one I used last night, cause check this out. Boom, now I go hit my man's mom's house, whatever. Boom, I give her some money. He's locked up. I'm paying for collect calls, whatever, for him to call from jail. That's my man. That's right here in my arm, tattoo on my arm, whatever. Boom. So he was calling. Boom, I get on the phone with him. He's in jail. Boom, I end up in jail with him. Check this out. Boom, I'm talking to him on the phone. Blah blah. Okay, I gotta go. My cousin come gets me. Yo, what up? Let's go. We moving. Boom. I'm like, okay, come on, let's go. I'm not letting him. I don't want him to drive by himself. Be out there by himself. Mind you, we still in the projects like nothing. You know what I'm saying? They've been driving around. We just haven't ran into them yet, but I already heard they've been driving around. Jump in the car, leave with my cousin. I'm in the passenger seat. Boom. He's driving, blah, blah, blah. His girl calls him. Boom, we go pick her up. Come down. She's with her friend. I'm in the front seat. I got the shit on me. Boom, I got the burn on me, whatever. So she's already kind of acting kind of funny with my cousin, like why he's sitting in the front seat. Then he's like, yo, chill. You know what happened last night? He needs the front seat. So when she saw this, she saw what I had on my lap. She understood. She sat in the back seat. Lucky, her and her friend and the baby Again, this is the type of shit niggas don't think about. We beefing, but we across town. We're not even in our hood. We in a whole different hood. Getting his baby moms with her friend. They're in the back seat. Imagine they shoot at us. They're in the back seat. They could have died, right? That's the type of shit that happens. So, yo, it's crazy. It must have been God because 2 minutes later we dropped them off. It was literally down the hill. We just had to drop them off down the hill. We picked them up, dropped them off down the hill, right? Boom, leave them down the hill. They get off the car. We leave them. Yo, as soon as we hit the block, we hit the corner. We turn around the corner. Boom. Come down. They already knew it was us. As soon as they heard the shots, that's how close they were still to when we dropped them off. We come down the hill. They coming up. The ops is driving up. Y'all remember the Mitsubishi Diamantes? The Diamante? One of those. Coming down, they coming up. I grabbed my shit. As soon as I saw the car, I grabbed my shit. I'm looking. But I can't see. I'm not going to let off and not know who's in the other car. So I can't see who's in the car. So I got my shit. They saw me before I saw them. For some reason, I couldn't see who was in that car. I was not going to start letting off. Hit that like. Make sure I hit that like. I'm not going to start hitting off without, and hit the wrong person. I don't play that. So what happens? Bam. I'm looking with my shit. Boom, boom. I hear a shot. Bang, 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 bang. Start letting off. They saw me before I saw them. They start letting off. I know it's them. Boom. I duck. I hear the glass. Psh, whatever. I hear the door. Boom. Bop. Whatever, right? Mind you, we just let the girls go. Shit hit the side door. Shit went inside the car, out the back window. Right? So I kind of ducked a little bit, and I turned around enough to go back out the window and start letting off. Bing, bing. Just my arm out the window, but I got my face literally like I'm low enough to probably be sitting right where the door lock is at or whatever. But I got my arm straight out the window, letting off. Bam, 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 bam. Yo, my mind was so gone and I was so crazy on whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was smoking, whatever. I was young. I didn't give a shit. I had so much anger in me. I didn't care, right? So I literally was just looking back and just letting off, letting it go, right? Boom. Now, that's cool. So now I let off, whatever. I wasn't sure if I hit. I was making sure I did. So I'm looking at the car. I see their car slowing down with like the brakes. So I'm like, yo, I hit him. I'm telling my cousin, I'm like, I hit him. I think I just hit him, yo, listen to this shit, how my mind was so fucked up. I'm telling my cousin, yo, turn around. A lot of people don't even know this story, yo. A lot of people that's cool with me don't even know this story. Only some people, not a lot of people even heard this story, but like I'm breaking it down into details right now. I'm telling my cousin I hit him. I think I hit him. But I wasn't sure. So I'm telling him, turn around, go back around the block. Reloaded my shit, put it back in there again. I had a quick reloader. I had a revolver or whatever. I didn't even want to leave no shells out, right? So, boom, I had a quick reloader. I reloaded my shit. Remember, my cousin gave me a new short with the extra bullets when I got to the projects. You got to listen, right? So, boom, I let off. I'm letting off, whatever, boom. I make sure I want to hit him, so I tell him to go around the block. My cousin's like, nah, let's go. The fucking window, blah, blah, blah. Come on, let's go. And I'm like, yo, go back around the block. Yo, I really wanted to go back around the block to catch them head on because they only let off like 3 shots. So I'm thinking they ran out of bullets or whatever the case may be. I got the upper hand. I want to finish the job. I really wanted to go around the block. And I think back sometimes and I'll be like, damn, imagine if I did that. Imagine the mentality I had at that time where I wanted to really go back around the block, hop out the car, and make sure I did what I had to do as far as finish them off. And it's crazy that I was living like that. It was crazy that that's the type of mentality I had. I wouldn't have even been here right now. I probably would have still been doing time or just coming home from like 25, whatever the case may be, right? Now check this out. Crazy shit is, the whole thing that happened, there's a fucking bicycle cop. Sees the whole thing. Coming down, they going up. We exchange fire. The bicycle cop is coming off a side road. As he's coming down a side road, when I got my police reports and I was reading every single one of the police reports, I saw where the fucking cop, I'm from Connecticut, Waterbury, Connecticut. It's a small little town. It's not that crazy, but you know what I'm saying? In the 90s, whatever, we really was getting it in out there, whatever the case may be. And that's why when somebody asked me last week if it's like Chicago, I say it's not like Chicago. But I did experience shit in my life where I can speak and relate to a lot of the shit that goes down as far as sliding, as far as getting money and beefing, as far as getting shot at or shooting or whatever the case may be, going to jail over the shit. So this is what happened. The cop said on a report, I was driving the bike down the hill. I saw the Spanish male hanging out the window shooting. Mind you, it was only my arm or like a little bit of my head. He said he saw me hanging out the window shooting, right? So this is crazy because listen to this. He calls it in. Boom. Shots fired, blah, 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 boom, 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 boom. Go down the hill. I'm telling my cousin, go around. He doesn't want to go around. So I'm like, okay, jump on the highway. We get to the projects. We'll, you know what I'm saying? We'll get rid of the evidence, kick the window out because it had a hole in it, whatever. And we, you know what I'm saying? We'll get right. So he's like, nah, we got to do it now. We can't jump on the highway with that window like that. So I'm like, okay, whatever, fuck it, right? Boom. So now, here comes the whole shit. We park, and when we park to give, kick the window, you know what I'm saying? Kick the window out, whatever, so it doesn't look like it got a hole in it on the highway to go back to the projects. When we park, I get out the car, put the gun on the seat, and we walking around the car, we looking at the car, we looking out the window, we're like, damn, man, what the fuck, window, whatever, how we gonna start doing this? As soon as I turn around and look at the bottom of the street, there's an undercover Ford Taurus with the dashboard lights on, just on the dashboard, and he's got them shits on, but he doesn't want to approach us because he knows we're suspects from his drive-by shooting that just happened. So he doesn't want to approach us by himself, but he's down the hill calling that shit in. In less than 10 seconds, 15 seconds after I saw that, we were surrounded. I saw the cop. I says to my cousin, yo, chill. Popo's right down the hill. I'm going to get rid of the gun. So another thing that happens, I could have got shot that day. I could have got shot by the cops because I was bugging. I was so out of my head. I didn't give about nothing that I went in the car, grabbed it, put it underneath my shirt and kind of just walked over towards the fence that was near the building, whatever, and I tossed it over the fence. Boom. Again, this is the type of shit that happens because I threw that shit, and who knows if it didn't find it or whatever the case may be, a little kid could have found that shit. You know what I'm saying? So this is all this type of shit that happens. That this is all for educational purposes only. I don't want people to think the wrong thing. We all trying to learn something off of this. I'm not glorifying violence. Let's make sure we get this straight. So I throw it over the fence. Boom, what happens? They rush up, boom, 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 get down, blah, 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 boom, 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 throw me in the back of the car. 10 minutes later, cop comes out with a pencil. Yellow pencil, right? It comes out like this. Yeah, I got it. I was done. They put me in the back of that car, drove me to the police station. And I swear to God, as I was driving in the back of that car towards the police station, I don't know what the fuck my charges was going to be. Because I don't know if I actually finished killing the dude. If they were, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know. I know I hit something, but I didn't know what the fuck happened. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I was facing. I just knew I was going for a while. So as I was driving through town, it was like, I don't know if I felt like a little bit of relief because I knew I was just like, I'm going to lay it down. I'm done for a while. It is what it is, right? And I remember just looking out that window and I was staring at the city as we drove down the city and I could still see every single road and everything. And I'm just thinking like, damn, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not coming back out here for a long time. I'm looking at the streets and I'm just like, this is it, Cheek. It's your time to lay it down. You did the crime, you got to do the time. It is what it is. You got to man up. And that's how I got my first bid. You know what I'm saying? And I'll just say that to say this, right? It wasn't worth it because it could have been worse. So I thank God that, you know what I'm saying, things didn't lead to things that were actually, it would have been worse. But that led to doing my first bid. And then I just thought, yeah, I'll just come home and don't play with guns anymore. Just, just get money and I should be all right. I came home, did another bid, and came home and ended up having to do another bid after I came home. We'll get into that some other time, right? But that's what happened. That's how I ended up doing my first bid. And like, it's not cool because, yo, remember my baby mother was pregnant. I was 17. She was pregnant. She was like 6 months pregnant. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't see my firstborn. That I didn't see him born. You know what I'm saying? I had to see his first pictures of him being born in pictures. When I got sentenced for this case, I was able to hold him for the first time in court. The judge sentenced me and he said, the first thing, I'm going to let you see your son for the first time. I'm going to let you hold him. So they gave me like 5 minutes in the back with my lawyer and my baby. For the first time, I was able to hold him. That's not cool. Who wants to do that? You know what I'm saying? I always said I wanted to be a dad and be there for my kids because I didn't have my dad there for me. And I always said I would do for my kids what my dad didn't do for me. I would never leave them and I would never, not be in their lives. And I came home, on time to still be in his life. But he was, almost 4 years old when I came home. His first few years, I had to see him in the visiting room. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was. That's just how shit ended up being. The shit I was doing in the streets led for me to have to do a bid. And it saved my life, you know what I'm saying? Because I was running wild. I could have, I could relate to the shit that's going on with these kids out there. And that's why I say, for educational purposes, I say, like, if this kid has somebody to maybe, talk to them, or maybe, pull them away from that shit or something, you be surprised. Jail sometimes saves people's lives, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because it saved my life. I just gave you an example of what's going on. The night he shot at me, that first night that I was telling y'all about, when I ran behind the building and grabbed my shit, my mom came outside after the whole shooting, and she pretty much was begging me, you know what I'm saying, to not go. And I still left, you know what I'm saying? So that's crazy. I got more crazy stories. It is what it is. I'm going to do this every Saturday night. We're going to share. We're going to talk about what I learned and what I didn't learn. You know what I'm saying? And on that lesson, I learned that I wasn't going to play with guns no more, that I wasn't going to do that no more, that it was not worth it because you get locked up. A lot of yo, niggas don't ride for you. Nobody was there for me. You know who was there for me? My moms, my brother, my sister. You know what I'm saying? I had none of my niggas there for me. Nobody came to see me. Only immediate family. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody holds you down. Nobody, like, my cousin, we got the same birthday. And now we good. But for a while, I was mad at him because we had the same birthday. And he was there with me. We slept in the same bed, wore the same clothes, everything. Like, and he was there with me that day in the car. You know what I'm saying? And I pretty much took the whole rap for that shit. I was like, yo, he had nothing to do with this shit. He was just, giving me a ride, and that's what happened or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So he pretty much was just, he was charged with carrying a gun in a motor vehicle or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And the cop pretty much said he saw me do it. So they was just like, all right, you take the hit for the shit, whatever, you good, right? So he was straight. He, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, he did what, some probation? I don't know how much probation. But at the end of the day, the whole shit is this, right? He did not hold me down like that. You know what I'm saying? He was supposed to hold me down to the point where, like, yo, you saved my life. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't. I didn't get no birthday cards. Mind you, we got the same birthday. I didn't get no birthday cards. I didn't get nothing from that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, like the first month, like a money order or some shit. You know? After that, I didn't hear from him. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas don't be there for you when you get locked up. When you're in there, you know what I'm saying, going through shit, whatever. So at the end of the day, like, these niggas be saying they're with you, this, down, the third. Yeah, they're with you when they're in there. That's your mans or whatever. It is what it is, right? Yeah, I got some real niggas that do ride with you or whatever the case may be. And they were there for me. But not to the point where I can say, I got real niggas. I could definitely say I got, like, 3, 4 niggas. I could count probably in one hand, how many real niggas I got that I could actually call up and be like, yo, stop by the house and drop off some bread. Do this, do that, and they will do it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's like, is it worth it? You know what I mean? Like, but I was saved from not getting locked up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, from not losing my life, because that shit saved my life. Pretty much going to jail saved my life. So, I don't know, like, I'm going to get into these questions or whatever. I was gonna say something and I forgot what I was gonna say. So yeah, getting locked up pretty much, you know what I'm saying, taught me that I thought at the time that I could come home and just not play with guns and I'll be good. But you know what I'm saying, that wasn't the case. So we're gonna continue the story next week, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So y'all know what it is. I'm gonna answer these questions and we're gonna wrap it up, right? So this was actually Brisha, right? Brisha said, do you have any tips for the youngins who grew up in the streets? They want to get out and who don't have the means or want to leave their families behind and shit like that. So I say this, right? Yeah, you want to get out, but you don't want to leave your family behind or you don't have the money to get out. And I dealt with that for a while when I already knew I wanted to leave. And it took me probably like another 2, 3 years. You know what I'm saying? But by that time, I wasn't living that wild. I was still, you know what I'm saying, in the streets dealing with drugs and selling drugs and shit like that. So I say this, right? I'm gonna give you an example, right? Duck, for example. Duck didn't leave because of the same reason. Duck had the money to leave, maybe not enough to get his whole family out, but he had the money to leave, you know what I'm saying, himself. And Duck wasn't living in Chicago no more. He was living nearby, but he wasn't in Chicago. He just came in and out of Chicago, right? And he still got caught. What I say is this, right? If you're worrying about your family, what you got to think about is this. Would you rather see your family, you know, once a month or go a few months without seeing your family, right? Think about it. You rather see your family once in a while or once a month or once, whatever the case may be, and be safe because you left town, you somewhere else, and you change your life and you're good, and you know your mom can call you and you can come visit her or she can come visit you, right? But you're still alive. You're not locked up. Or you rather stay in the same town and not leave because you don't want to leave your family, but they got to see you dead in a casket. Or they got to come visit you in jail for maybe the rest of your life. You gotta look at the difference. You know what I'm saying? Would you rather do this or you rather do this? You know you're moving like this. You know what's gonna happen. Cause I know. Like I said, if I didn't get locked up, I was gonna get killed, or I was gonna go to jail for the rest of my life. I gave you a story of how I was living, what I was doing. In that month, about 4 people got shot. Okay, in just that month, and it was at least 6 shootouts, or maybe more. Who knows? But anyways, just in that month. So think about it, right? You rather just do that? That goes to answer, yeah, leave. Leave if you can, you know what I'm saying? Figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you don't got the money, there's different things that you could do out there, you know what I'm saying? Different types of programs and stuff like that that would actually help you. If you're on probation, man, there's some, you know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of type of shit that you could do, you know, to be able to get the help. And a lot of times, if you get money, then get the money that you got and move out. Leave. That's what I ended up doing. I ended up just getting my money and leaving. Boom, I had to start from scratch at the end because I ended up just pretty much having to start from scratch. But I'm good where I'm at, you know what I'm saying? I don't got to worry about watching the cops. I don't got to worry about watching, you know what I'm saying, the ops. I don't got to worry about none of that shit. So the next question was pretty much what made you the person that you are today? But that's my man, actually, Holly G, right? So I would say, yeah, pretty much everything I went through made me who I am today. You know what I mean? Everything I went through shaped me and showed me and, you know, mold me to be who I am today. You know what I'm saying? I give what I want back. I give people what I want, what I expect. I don't treat people how I don't want to be treated. I wouldn't do to others what I don't want done to me or what I wouldn't want done to any of my family members. So if it's an old lady, if it's a kid, you know what I'm saying? I'll treat them the same way. So I don't want somebody doing that to my mamas. You know what I'm saying? So if you teach your kids that and you carry yourself with respect and you carry yourself like a man, then you could carry yourself in every type of way, in every situation, the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like, the other day I had an incident at work, right? I got into this little beef real quick. So I got into this little beef with somebody or whatever. The dude got mad or whatever, this, down, the third. I flipped on him. My first reaction is like, yeah, whatever, fuck you. What are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna sit back and forth and argue. Either fuck you, we disrespect you, we get the banging, go to the bathroom, and that's just our jail mentality. So I kind of like caught myself, you know what I'm saying, out of character. I was just like, fuck you, whatever, boom, boom, boom. He went and told on me. So then I had a supervisor come tell me, you know, you're not supposed to be in there touching the equipment. If he's not there, you gotta wait for him. And I was like, okay. So at the end of the day, it wasn't really about, you know what I'm saying, me being an asshole. It was pretty much the way he approached me. Because, you know, if you would approach me in a different way, it would have been a different situation. So anyways, after that, I ended up running into him. And I was being an asshole pretty much. I pretty much started the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I went and just left my jack there and was just like, yo, put the battery on there. I'm not touching that shit. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, you gotta get the plate out so I can be able to put the battery in there. And I'm like, I'm not touching that shit. You guys don't want me to touch any of the equipment, you touch it. Mind you, that's my jack. It's not even his equipment. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I was just being a little bit of an asshole, and you know, I had to sit back and think. And then I was like, yo, I'm really out of character. I'm really, you know what I'm saying? I'm really acting like a little kid right now. I was like, at the end of the day, he's not gonna fight you because he already proved to you that he's not gonna fight you. He went and told on you, right? Two, I gotta work with the nigga. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if we're not gonna handle it, then we're gonna handle it some way somehow, right? So quick story, anyways. Make it short. He comes back around. We got into an argument the next morning. Boom, he comes back around. I flagged him down. I'm like, yo, come here, man. Let me talk to you. I said, look, man, I don't like being an asshole, and that's not my character. You know me, and everybody around knows me, whatever. I don't like running around with all this conflict and all this bullshit. So if I listen to this, bro, because it takes a man to do shit like this, and a lot of people think they got too much pride to do shit like this, right? So I said, if I did, forget what he did to me. That's one thing. Don't apologize mentioning people to what they did unless they bring it up, right? I said, if I did something to you to disrespect you in any type of way, I apologize. Because I don't need the shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm a man and I can say that I apologize if I did something wrong to you. And he was like, no, I apologize because I probably was off, whatever, this, that, and third. And I said, no, you came off at me wrong, whatever, so I caught an attitude with you. I said, but that's the reason why I caught attitude with you. So he was like, no, I apologize, blah, 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 boom, boom, boom. Boom, we left it at that. He shook my hand and he was like, nah, you know, I like you, you've been here for years, this, that, and third. And yo, like I said, like I'm sitting here saying it in the same way I told him. I said, look, because you know why? Fuck him. At the end of the day, I don't need the negative energy. You know what I'm saying? What is it gonna do for me? You don't realize you're giving somebody else power when you allow them to get you mad and you allow that energy to sit, you know what I'm saying, to sit within you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You dwelling on that shit. You're giving them power over you. So at the end of the day, I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna be running around mad because I just got pissed off early in the morning with this nigga. So I'm gonna handle it. We're gonna bang out. We're gonna, whatever way it is, but I'm the type that we're gonna handle it. And I knew that wasn't gonna work. So we're gonna handle it. I'm gonna be the better person and I'm gonna let it go. And then he actually noticed that he did something wrong. And then he apologized. And then he said, I probably was having a bad day that day and I might have had an attitude, whatever. I apologize. And now we good, you know what I'm saying? But that's just a quick example of the things you gotta do sometimes. And it makes you feel better because at the end of the day, I don't gotta run around still mad or half a day mad or grilling him every time he comes by or whatever the case may be. I don't need that shit. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it makes me a better person. At the end of the day, I feel better throughout the day. And I can move on and don't have to be holding on to that shit. So the next question was from Claretta Clark, right? And she said, do you feel responsible for your son getting locked up? And like I said, the last live, my oldest son is locked up for a shooting. What a coincidence, right? My first time locked up was for a shooting. My oldest son, first time locked up is for a shooting. That's another thing we're going to talk about. How shit ends up. That energy keeps coming down generation after generation. Your kids want to live up to your name. Your kids want to do the same thing you did. They think that, you know what I'm saying, they're impressing dad and their friends by trying to fill in your shoes and trying to do the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all hit that like. So yeah, if you didn't see that last live, go check it out. You know what I'm saying? My oldest son is locked up. So in some way, yes, I do feel like it was my fault. Not my fault because of what he did, but in some way I feel like it was a little bit of my fault because I could have probably said it better and simple. See, at the time, I wasn't realizing that everything I did was going to affect him. I thought that I'm walking in and out the house, you know what I'm saying, and I'm being a dad, and after I came home, and whatever the case may be, right? I'm thinking that me walking in and out the house, making sure I'm there, making sure he had food, making sure his dad was there, never left him. I'm thinking that he's good. He's got a dad. I'm not doing what my dad did to me. So I never noticed that all the shit I did was going to affect me in some way, somehow, and my kids. So sometimes the shit you're doing now, you don't realize it's going to affect your future. And not just your future, but it can affect your kids' lives in the future. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of shit you got to think about. Because believe it or not, 20 years from now, 15 years from now, your kid could be trying to live up to your name because of what he hears about you in town and around your friends or whatever the case may be, right? So now your kids is wilding out. And guess what? You're sitting back, changed your life around, like me, for example, and I'm doing good and I'm not living that life no more. But that life is still surrounding me, affecting me some way, somehow, because now my kids is living that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a traditional curse, whatever it is that they call it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the shit keeps going, and somebody's got to be the better person to break that shit. Because I tell you what, if he's following my footsteps, thinking he's doing good by doing the negative shit I did, by me doing good now, it's going to show him that there's a way out from doing bad. So if I continue living crazy, he's going to never find or know a way out. But by him watching me living like this now, knowing who I was back then and what the things I did back then, can actually show him now that, you know what, look at my dad now. So I'm still doing something good because this what I'm doing now is gonna still affect him, right? Just like everything I did wrong affected him, you know. And it's just hope and pray to God that he can use what I'm doing now as an example to be able to move on from when he comes home and change his life and know that there's a way out. That you don't have to be stuck in that life. You know what I'm saying? So yes, he's locked up. And and the crazy thing is, I'll touch on this some more on the next live, but you know, my little one just got picked up by the feds. And you guys are gonna be like, what? You crazy? What do you mean? Your little one. Yes. My 15-year-old son just got picked up by the feds. Make sure I hit that like, man, because I'm sitting here pouring my heart out to you guys. Just, you know, just to be, so we could build, you guys could get to know me. And, you know what I'm saying? Just giving it to y'all, like I said, raw and uncut. My life story, right? So, yes, my 15-year-old just got locked up, last week. He had a warrant. They came and picked him up. Feds picked him up. You guys are going to be wondering, like, the feds, 15 years old, how the fuck the feds pick him up? Okay, so him and his little crew, you know what I'm saying, out in Connecticut. I'm not in Connecticut no more. You know what I'm saying? He, and I had him live with me for a while. And, you know, it's not like I left him for there, whatever. I would touch on that some other time, right? But anyways, he got picked up. They were stealing cars. That's what they did, right? Him and his little crew were stealing cars, driving around. Pretty much where I'm from is like New Jersey Drive. Those who don't know the movie New Jersey Drive, this is all for educational purposes. Yeah, make sure I say that for YouTube. So, they were stealing cars or whatever, and I guess they stole the car. There was, I don't know if it was a federal agent's car or something. It had a badge inside and a gun and some other shit, and they were looking for him. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? One of his little boys got snatched up and gave him up, and I'm hearing that his little man gave him up, and that's why they went and snatched him up. You know what I'm saying? His man got snatched up in a different car, a different time, and his man snitched on him and said that he's blah, 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 and he's over there, and he's the one that got the gun and the badge from that night that stole the car from the federal agent or whatever. So it was from out of state. It was in New York. You know what I'm saying? Connecticut, they go back and forth. And if you go to the little white neighborhoods, there's got all the little, you know what I'm saying, rich neighborhoods and shit like that, like New Rochelle and shit like that. You got a lot of nice houses and properties over there. And that's what they do. They go, you know, and take cars, or they go and check in the cars and take money or whatever the case may be. They be coming out of there with envelopes with like $2,000-$3,000 at a time. At a time, they could go and come back with that much money in one night each. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they were doing. And I had him with me for a while, and he was doing good. And his mom wanted him back. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to go back. And after, you know, he was straight for a while, I let him go back with his mom. And he got his girl pregnant, and he was doing good for a little while. And then next thing you know, they called me talking about he's locked up. So that's you know what I'm saying? That's what's going on with that. And I don't know too much about it because it was just recent. They got him in a detention center or whatnot for juveniles. So that's what happened with my little one. We'll talk about some, I'll touch on it some more or whatever. Like I said, I don't just do this for the money. You know what I'm saying? I was just unmonetized, and I'm not getting paid for any of the uploads I put up. For the next 30 days, I got to reapply because somebody got mad and flagged me or whatever, and this, that, and third. But at the end of the day, I was doing this for Instagram for a while, for like 2-3 years. And then I eventually started doing it on YouTube. So it's not just about the money, even though the money's good on YouTube. And that's why I was like, you know what, if I'm doing it for free over there, why not do it on YouTube and do what I like to do, you know what I'm saying, and still get paid for it, right? But, you know, I'm giving y'all everything, raw and uncut, right? So let me see if I got another question. I think I got another one. Yo, let me know. Say something. I don't see no comments up there, man. What's going on? Let me know y'all there or something, man. Um, so you said that you what motivates you to do the blogs? I pretty much just answered that, right? And you said if you had a do-over, you would go to school and go back to playing sports. Yeah, so last week I said if I had a do-over, I wouldn't really change much because it made me who I am today. But I did say that I would love to, go back and do the school over just so I could be able to finish playing sports and continue to play sports. I play sports. I play running back and strong safety. Last week I said I played running back and tailback. I messed up. But yeah, I played running back and strong safety, and I could have went to college playing sports, and I actually, ended up being too cool, driving to school, picking up girls. Like I said, we was young, but we was getting money. We had cars. We was chilling. We didn't want to do the school thing. So I ended up, once I didn't get the grades to make the football team, I let that go. So that goes to answer the question about what you would do different, or if I did anything different. Did I get an education when I was in there? Yeah, I got my GED, right? And then I got culinary arts when I was in there. I don't like cooking, but I don't mind learning because I like to cook, but I just don't like cooking for a lot of people. So I got culinary arts just so I could be able to fall back. Um, so I'll answer that in a second. So I got culinary arts just so that I could have something to fall back on if I gotta get a job or whatever. But I came home and went right back to the same shit. I was getting money. I wasn't really playing with guns unless I really needed to, but I was straight back to doing what I was doing before. And like I said, as we go on, I'm more lies. I'll tell you some more. So yeah, I got culinary arts and I got my GD, but I used it for a little while just because I was on pro and I had to get a job. So I worked with that for a little bit, but I didn't really follow through with it. Where do I see myself 10 years from now? So I try to do, and this is something that we should all do, right? I try to do short-term goals, right? I try to do short-term goals, and then as I accomplish those, then I try to do more. So I got the big picture, but then if you do a big picture, a big goal to get to that big picture, you're gonna pretty much maybe get discouraged sometime somewhere in the middle because it's so big that you don't really see yourself maybe getting there. So I try to have a big picture, but try to do little steps to be able to get, what I'm saying, one at a time. Yeah, exactly. So, boom. So I would say 5 years from now, right? 5 years from now, I'll see myself pretty much maybe getting ready to move down south because I'm tired of this cold shit, right? I'm tired of the cold. So I say I'm tired of, I pretty much probably see myself going, too much confused me. I built slowly. Exactly, right? I'm the same way too. Don't hit me with a whole lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Just I can't multitask for shit. I don't know if it's a God thing or whatever. Yeah, 5. Yeah. So boom. 5. I would say I pretty much see myself going down south. Um, I want to say Florida, Orlando. I hear that Disney World pretty much pays the taxes as far as the state taxes for the people that live there. So I was advised that that's a good place to go to. I got family out there, so I was thinking about Orlando. I see myself pretty much moving down there, owning my house up here, leaving it up here so you could rent, and leaving it, moving down there and rent it out here. The reason why I say that is because, okay, so yeah, I'm living in Massachusetts now. Um, so the reason why I say that is because my uncle bought a house in Florida, but he sold his house in Connecticut first and then moved out there. The thing is that when he was trying to buy in Florida, they gave him a hard time. Yeah, I was just on vacation out there last year, Orlando. So he had a hard time buying a house in Florida because I guess the amount of time he's been living out there, the amount of time he's been working out there, he couldn't really, get a house. He went through a lot of hoops and a bunch of shit to be able to get a house. So the advice I give you guys, if you plan on leaving wherever you're from and buying a house or want to buy a house eventually, so yeah, I see myself, moving down there, everything situated with my job. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to leave just yet because I'm just starting to build with like, it's like a 401k, but it's called profit share, but it's pretty much like a 401k. Anyways, so I want to get that going, whatever. So if I do end up cashing out, whatever, I'm good and I can start somewhere else. But I pretty much see myself, okay, not selling, buying a house, boom, living out here, whatever, then moving out there, but renting the house out here and then continuing out there, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Buying another house out there and, pretty much getting away from this fucking cold weather, right? And do that and hopefully, I really see this channel growing. You know what I'm saying? I want it to go buying a block building on you have it, and um yeah, that's what I'm telling the one. I'm telling the older one. Like, yo, when you come home, I can help you. Because this is what I always say: if you do good and you show me you want to do good and you continue to do good, you're old enough already where you're gonna do what you want to do, right? He's 22, so I can't really control him, right? He's a man already. But I always tell him, if you're doing the right thing, I got your back. So I tell him now when he calls. I tell him all the time, when you come home, make sure you do what you need to do. I got you. I got your back. I'm gonna help you get on your feet. Come over here. I'll get you a job, whatever the case may be. But I want to teach him the ropes. And if he follows through and he needs to do what he needs to be doing, yes, I got his back. And he can come right along and he can ride and get on his feet and continue to move on his own, right? So yeah, I see myself going down there, and I also see, I see myself making this channel grow. I want to be able to build this channel to the point where I can, like I said, once I was saying before, now I'm not getting paid for it, but once I get, start getting paid for it again, once I reach 5,000 subscribers, I want to be able to give back. So whatever I get paid monthly, I want to be able to take some out and play something to where I'm going to choose somebody to be like, okay, you're going to get the price, cash app somebody some money, and a way of giving back, right? So eventually, if it gets big enough, we all be able to eat some way somehow, right? Because if I'm getting thousands of dollars, I'm gonna be giving out thousands of dollars, right? So yeah, share the channel, make sure people subscribe, whatever the case may be. I'm gonna let you know right now. Um, you could catch it when it goes off. You didn't, I got into it. I don't know when he left, but yeah, you did tell me when he left. I pretty much got into the whole story of how everything went through for me getting locked up to everything else. So yeah, I pretty much just want to, grow to the point where I can, help people in some way. I'm gonna let you know straight up right now. Sometimes, I be with the bullshit. I get mad. I do this. I do that, or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I mean well, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to, have fun. Like I said in the other video the other day, I want to be able to have fun, laugh. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's facts. That's good, and that's why I like to do it once a week. You know what I'm saying? During the week, I put up videos, I talk shit, I laugh, whatever the case may be, because I'm gonna give it to you how it is, right? I'm not gonna pretend to be this boom, 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 24/7, and I'm goody goody or I'm bad, bad. No, you know what I'm saying? I got my moments. I flip, I talk shit, I curse out. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, you're gonna get me exactly how it is at the moment, whatever the case may be or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one thing. So yeah, I want to be able to grow it to a point where I want to be able to take, I want to be able to take us into a journey to see things. I want to be able to give back. If it gets to the point where I can help out kids, you know what I'm saying, trouble youths or whatever, go speak on centers and probation office, you know what I'm saying, shit like that, maybe even like have open up a center where I can actually have people who want to give back and make. I remember when we was young, there was a system where they would have people, they were like big brothers. So you could find like kids that are getting into trouble, go to probation offices and find these juveniles that are getting into trouble, speak to them. And maybe I have a team of guys that been through the same shit I've been through, right? And have them assigned to a kid where they could play that big brother role, where they go pick you up on the weekends, take you out, talk to you. And like I said, you can't have somebody speak to you unless that person really. Because I know when I was a shorty, I didn't want to hear that shit. You came out of college, you came from the suburbs, you want to tell me this down at third. You don't know what the hell we go through and what it feels like. You want to hear from somebody who really walked in your shoes, right? So, yes, I want to be able to do that. Have people who maybe come home from jail, help them get on their feet, and maybe a way of them giving back is to be one of these little shorties, big brother, and guide them, talk sense into them, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, I appreciate that. So yeah, I want to be able to maybe grow this channel till we could do that. Do interviews, you know what I'm saying? Make sure that whatever message we have to the music industry, these rappers, whatever the case may be, I want us to be heard, you know what I'm saying? I want to be able to say something and then know I said something, you know what I mean? Do interviews, you know what I'm saying? I want to be able to eventually open up a studio. That goes to the 5-year goal, right? Have my own little studio where, I could do a little bit, do this a little bit more professional or whatnot, right? Still, it's the love for it. So, I always wanted to be an artist or whatever, I used to write shit and record shit or whatever. I'm too old for that now. But, maybe get into like, making beats, you know what I'm saying, helping kids that actually reach their dream or whatever, come by, record, open up like a little studio slash recording studio and, have a little bit of fun while I do it too, you know what I mean? And take you guys on a journey to be a part of this, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much my goal, my big goal, 5-year goal, move to Florida, whatever the case may be. But yeah, I think I'm about to cut this. I'm about to cut this short. I'm getting tired. I had a long day today. It was my stepson's, birthday last week, so we actually cut him a cake earlier. Had a little bit of family over the house and shit. But I appreciate everybody that was here. You know what I'm saying? I see that, we had 9 people in here, 14 likes. I really appreciate it. Because at the end of the day, I'd rather, it's not I always say my subscribers are not numbers. You know what I'm saying? We're a family, we're a movement, and, we're going to use this platform to get our message across. And that's why I don't, I don't like the whole negative shit and the whole negative energy. Because it rubs me the wrong way, some way, somehow. Like you're too cool. I don't know. I just feel like, maybe now I could just, be a part of it in a way where, after that. Exactly. Like, but, hey, what up? What up, Matty? Hold on a second. I wanted to do something. I almost forgot to do this. Brisha, I'm gonna give you that wrench, right? Let me see. Yeah, I think I did that because I promised you I would do that. I know you say you might not know how to handle it, but there you go. You got one. Let me make sure. All right, I see you. I see you. Yo, y'all go check out Melly Mel too, man. She be doing her thing. She started her channel or whatever. Go check her out. Whatever she be doing her thing over there. As far as like getting into, you want to get any good feedback coming from a female, she does her thing, man. Go check her out as well. Um, let me see. I need Brisha to comment to make sure she got that wrench, right? Damien, what's up with you? You want a wrench or what? Are you okay with that? I need Yes, I know, right? Yo, my girl just came in here and she's saying Georgia, not Florida. The reason why she's saying that is because we've been thinking about maybe Georgia, right? So it might be Georgia, yo. So she just corrected me. She just came in here to pretty much correct me. So yeah, the main plan was Florida, but we've been talking about Georgia for a little bit because um, her parents want to move out there and buying a house out there, and we don't want to be away from them. So we might have to do the whole Georgia thing. Who knows? It's not too bad. I mean, I guess it's in between as far as the weather. But I really want to do, I really want to do Florida. She just made sure she reminded me. Can took that fire illegal. Yeah, I heard, but I don't know how that's gonna work because I'm a convicted felon, right? So I don't know if I could actually, get one or not. I would love to, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not living like I used to, so it's not like I'm gonna use it for anything negative. But I love guns, I love guns. So I would love to be able to go to the shooting range, shoot, you know what I'm saying, and get my practice targets and shoot around and have fun with them, and also be able to protect yourself, right? We living in a world where it's crazy nowadays. And I want to be that's another thing I wanted to be able to do with this channel. I want to be able to, Melody Lee. Thanks for the cash app, man. I appreciate that. I highly appreciate it. You didn't have to, but yo, I appreciate it. Thank you for the cash app. What's your name on here? So, Damien, so where's Melly? I love. Okay, that's so. Who is Melody? He just sent me the cash app. Also, Damien, you never told me. You want a wrench? You want a blue wrench? Or what's the good with that? You want me to give you a blue wrench? You've been up here for a while, man. I appreciate that. You know what? I'm just gonna give it to you, and you let me know if you don't want it after. But I'm gonna add you so you can have a blue wrench as well. It just means that as the channel grows, it was me. Oh, okay, Melly Mel. Thanks, man. Thanks for the cash app. Cause if Melody, okay, I should have figured that out, right? So, yeah, Melody she's from, what I'm saying? She's not. Actually, I lived in Hartford, Connecticut. She's from the city right near the city I'm from, so she knows exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? And she, like I said, she be going live. She be doing her thing. Just go subscribe to her channel, and she'll let you guys know when she go live. she be going in, man. You know, she be going in during the day and stuff like that on the live. I be at work, so sometimes I get to catch it, sometimes I don't. But y'all go check her out as well. So yeah, I want to be able to do shit like that. Okay, there you go. So yeah, something else you respect for wrench. Oh, okay, yeah. So I get there you go. You got a wrench. So that's pretty much yeah. Like okay, so once this channel starts growing, you know what I'm saying? Like say we got a bunch of comments coming in and people's being disrespectful, you can put them on timeout. You got the power to do that. You know what I'm saying? You got the power to block them or get them out or whatever, whatever. Pretty much, I don't even care. Like as long as it's not getting really disrespectful, you know what I'm saying? I don't care. You can put them on timeout and not completely block them. You know what I mean? But if they really get out of line, those who got the wrench, you already know, get them up out of here. But in the meantime, I don't really care because you know what? I've had people right. I had people come at me right in a way where it was negative on a message with a comment or whatever. And you gotta sometimes not be so quick to just come down on them or whatever. Sometimes I do. Don't get me wrong, because sometimes I be like, oh, and I snap, right? But sometimes you gotta just let it be because I'm gonna give you an example. I had people come at me in the comment section crazy, and then I'll be nice, and I'll be like, yeah, blah blah blah, and I start talking to them without coming back with the same energy, and then they'd be like, yo, you know what? I like you, blah blah blah. I'm gonna subscribe to your channel. Guess what? If I would have flipped off the back, he probably would have flipped back, did some more, you know what I'm saying, corny shit, whatever, whatever, and I never would have heard from him again. But sometimes people do shit, and then when you hit them back with the good energy, you know how to say, you know, give people kindness, be kind or whatever, and respond with kindness instead of, you know, whatever the case may be. So I learned that sometimes you just gotta, you know, respond back in a good way and just, you know what I'm saying, don't let that negative energy get to you. And sometimes I've done that. Sometimes people have came at me at some crazy shit. And sometimes I'll say something smart, slick, whatever. It depends on what they say. But I have opinions when you got exactly. So I had times when I had people, you know, just say something stupid or whatever, and then I kind of like will kind of like get into a conversation with them, and next thing you know, they end up being my friends. You know what I'm saying? And they'll actually apologize. They'll be like, "Oh, I didn't mean it like that, whatever," and I'm like, "Yo, it's all right, whatever," you know. But yes, you know, so that's what that blue wrench means. You'll be a moderator and you'll be able to, you know, help out when you know when we get a lot more people coming in, and you know sometimes you get the trolls or whatnot, you know. So that's pretty much what the wrench is for. You part of even though everybody that is a subscriber is part of the fam, right? But you guys kind of like every time I go live, I see the same names and stuff like that. I'll give you that wrench, and your name will pretty much stick out, being in blue, right? And sometimes, you know, when it gets crazier in here, you're gonna have a bunch of questions coming in, and you know, sometimes people do the donation with the thing or whatever, so they get the question highlighted or whatever. That's cool. You could, you know what I'm saying, donate in that way. But what happens with that is YouTube always gets a cut from that. So that's why a lot of people rather put the cash app up and just cash out people, because they rather give the person they want to support the money instead of having to give YouTube some of the money. But sometimes people still do it because they want to be able to get their question answered because it's highlighted, so you can't really miss it. So it works both ways. But you know, I try to answer everybody's question, and that's why during the week I go out my community post and I usually put, you know, give me your questions for the week. We're gonna continue talking about my life, what you would like to know, or whatever the case may be. Exactly, it is. It's easy to react on the first thing you know how to do. It's easy to just snap. That's nothing, right? It's hard to be. That's why I say you really want to be real. Do the real things, right? Do the right thing. That's being real, because everybody else knows how to took a gun. Everybody else knows how to curse. That's easy. What's hard to do is what's real, and sometimes people don't get that. And you know, you gotta learn. And in the first way, the first thing I did. Oh yeah, definitely. I haven't really dealt with it too much, but I think it's activated. I'm not sure, but eventually I guess I might have to really get into that, right? So yeah, like I always say, like you want to be able to change. You got to start with your mind. You got to start with the way you think. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna get off of this, and then I stood here talking with you guys, but I see people still here. We're still talking, so I guess it's good. So yeah, like I always say, like it starts. You gotta start. You want change. You gotta start with the way you think. You can't change nothing in your life if you can't change the way you think, because everything comes from it starts here. So if everything starts here, and you want change, change the way you think. So, um, okay. So everything starts in your head, right? So at the end of the day, if you want change, you got to start with the way you think, and then you will see little things. You will see changes, and you do not want to drive yourself crazy, right? You do not want to. Oh, I want to do, like I said, you do one thing at a time. So when I was locked up, I went to church, right, every day, and I came home and I was into church for a while, right? Boom. Okay, I see you, Brisha. You got the wrench. So you see that, right? I made you a moderator too. So yeah, so it starts in the head. So I would do little things, right? Boom. I would do the smallest little goals, like I said, so I could be able to accomplish those, then you move on. So I would say to myself, okay, I'm gonna stop using the N-word, right? Or I'm gonna stop cursing, right? So you think the same way you talk. So when you think and you correcting yourself, when you talk, you correct yourself, and you watch little things you do, and you start growing from there, right? You watch yourself, you watch yourself grow. You see yourself not using the N word no more. You see yourself not cursing no more. You see yourself thinking before you act. That's another thing too. When I was a shorty, I reacted and then I thought about it afterwards. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing. You know what I'm saying? I learned how to think before I react and then think how I'm gonna do something, because at the end of the day, if you don't think, if you do shit first and then think about it later, you're always gonna catch yourself going to jail, getting in trouble because you're reacting. You know how they used to say, shoot first, ask questions later? Nah, because then what? He didn't know that the guy was only trying to go in his pocket to reach for his phone to take a picture of you, and you fucking shot him first, or whatever the case may be. So that's why I want to be able to make sure that we grow this shit, and I can start reaching out to more youth, because a lot of these rappers talk about popping pills, doing this, doing that, and I love rap. And I know what rap music did to me growing up. Because I used to put on a song and I want to go to the ops blocks and shoot that shit up. There was certain songs that I would put on just to go drill on. Oh my God, yo, you don't even know. Like there was certain music that I would put on just to go shoot something up. There was certain music that I put on just to smoke to. You know what I'm saying? There was certain music that I put on. And yes, music does affect you. The rappers are not responsible because we make our own choices. But at the end of the day, they can help in some way. Because if you stay popping, talking about in your raps, and you stay talking about Molly's and Percocets and this, that, and the third, but your ass never pop those because you know what the hell they bring up and what the hell they're going to do that. Exactly, right? So if you want to talk about it in your songs, but you don't do it, now you got a kid that never popped a Molly at a club and they're partying, and then he hears somebody, oh, we're about to buy some Molly's, blah, blah, blah. The kid over there got him, we buying some this, that, and the third. Guess what? That kid is going to say, that's that shit this nigga be saying in the songs. I'll pop one because now he think that's what it is. This nigga Future is talking about popping educational purposes, y'all. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. I don't want you two to get mad. So yeah, now you got a kid saying, yeah, I heard of it in the song. They never heard of that shit around their group and then their set, you know what I'm saying? And their set, because they're not those type of kids, whatever the case may be. So now you got a kid popping a Molly. Now you got a kid driving drunk or on a Molly or on a Percocet, right? And guess what? Now somebody got sexually molested that night because they don't remember what they were doing. Now you got somebody that crashed because they were drunk and on an E-pill or on a fucking Molly or whatever the case may be. You got a whole bunch of shit going on because you got people catching addictions to these pills that they don't know that, you know what I'm saying, it's an opiates and it's going to have motherfuckers waking up sick, whatever the case may be, right? I sold drugs my whole life. I seen the craziest shit. Like I said, we're gonna talk about a whole bunch of shit. Cause I could talk to you about a whole bunch of shit. I see motherfuckers shooting up in front of me. You know what I'm saying? I see motherfuckers beg me for drugs because they were sick. You know what I'm saying? So I know what it does. I grew up with a father who shot dope. You know what I'm saying? I watched that motherfucker OD in the bathroom when I was like 5 years old. I had to help my mom throw this nigga in the tub and throw cold water on him so he could wake up smacking him up. I watched him beg my mom for money because he was dope sick. So before I even started playing the game was already in my house. I had no control over that shit. That's just how I was brought up. So I didn't know what it was like to get up and go to work. I didn't see that shit in my house. I didn't know what it was like to, you know what I'm saying, like do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? teach I wasn't taught about credit, um, none of this shit. That you got to teach your kids to prepare them for life, right? Everything I know and learn, I had to learn living life and bumping in the road and going to this and going to that. So, yes, these rappers do, what I'm saying, can do a lot of things. It's like Cardi B the other day, right? She had her song was on, and her daughter ran over. She turned it off and told her to go over there. That alone right there should show you and tell you that they want to make money of the negativity they put out, but they don't give a shit about your kids. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a shit about nobody. And that's not cool, because if it's not good for your daughter to listen to the song, why would you put it out so everybody else could listen to it? Yeah, it brings money, but at the end of the day, are you doing something that's good? That's what they want. At the end of the day, damn, if you're gonna do it to a point where it's not gonna affect people getting hooked on drugs, or it's not going to affect people to going out there and having sex because it sounds cool. With you want to talk about you run a train, you'll let him run a train if he had a twin, like that's not the right thing to be saying. And I'm not trying to play Mr. Preacher and Mr. Martin Luther King, because like I said, I've been through the bullshit and I've done a whole lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? I like I said, I used to write music and I used to do a whole lot of shit, but I do eventually, yes. That's maybe something that I would like to do eventually. Like I was saying earlier, I would love to, eventually open up a studio slash, recording, something where I could have people coming home, help them get on their feet. You know what I'm saying? Once, shit grows to the point where I can actually help people and open up a center to where I can make a slash studio. Maybe have people show up that came home from jail, help them get on their feet, and maybe even use them giving back hours to where they can help keep kids that are on probation, work with probation officers to the point where they can send kids over to me to the point where I can help them, talk to them, and maybe assign them to a big brother, somebody who maybe came home that I can actually trust and know that they will help one of those kids. You know what I mean? That type of shit. What up, John? I see you up in here. But so yeah, John, I'm about to, you know what, John, I'm about to give you. I've been watching you, and you've been behind the scenes talking with me back and forth. So I'm gonna give you a blue wrench, right? So that just makes you a moderator, so you can help out once the channel grows. You can help out and help with the people who's being trolls and disrespecting or whatever. Like I was saying earlier, I wouldn't want nobody to get completely blocked. Maybe put them on timeout or just delete their comment if they're being negative. But give people a chance to pretty much express themselves too. I don't care if people gotta express themselves as long as they're not being disrespectful. You could, we could agree to disagree in a respectful way. So yes, yeah, there you go. You got the blue wrench. So now everybody's part of the game regardless. But that just makes you official to where I know that you're gonna be helping out, because I always see you around the comment section and you always got positive energy. So I appreciate that. Um, so yes, I seen all that shit, and I grew up with all that shit, so I could speak on it. I could speak on the kids seeing the shit that they saw, and committing crimes because they hear it in music, doing drugs because they think that was cool. I used to think I was cool when I'd grab a 40 and be drinking and be smoking, and now I saw that in the movie Menace to Society they pour a little beer out for the homies who ain't here, and now you're doing everything that you see and you hear in the music, and then eventually you live in it, and eventually you in it, and and that's why I say that a lot of these rappers, I like some of the stuff they say and do, because I see where it's going and the shit they does in that environment. Oh, definitely. Um, but I don't know. Like, let me know what y'all think, man. Like, drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think. As far as like, I'm gonna continue to do the lives every Saturday. Pretty much same time, 8:45, 9 o'clock, overnight. You know what I'm saying? On this back in raps nowadays. Definitely. Like, I'm gonna tell you something right now, right? The disrespect and rap, I do not do that dead people shit. Cause I'm gonna tell you something. Like, first of all, you're playing with energy that you don't want to be playing with. You know what I'm saying? Because, yo, that's energy that you don't want to be playing with. Disrespecting the dead, you're pretty much calling a curse up on you and you don't even know it. Most of these rappers that diss dead rappers or dead people end up dead themselves, right? So why you want to see what's going on and you want to still continue to do it? You see where it led to, right? So I don't understand, right? Why do that? Like Vaughn, for example, right? I love his music. Duck, for example, I love his music, right? So how you gonna sit there and diss the dead, and then like if you really saw Vaughn's interview, I think it was probably one of his last interviews, right, where he was talking about Duck or whatever, you can see that if you study Vaughn, right, I'm gonna give you something. If you look at his whole story, and you listen to him talk into interviews, yeah, I talked to him last night. He's doing good. If you go back on this interview, on this live, you're gonna see something that I said about my younger one earlier. So if you listen to that, right, you see that this is my opinion on Vaughn, right? I think Vaughn was pretty much in a position where he had to do what he had to do because he was just stuck in that position. But I really saw a person who was a real dude, who was loyal, had a lot of love for his society as far as his, his circle and stuff like that. And he was just put in a position where he had to drill to survive because he was tired. Let me tell you something. They were actually the ones that were victimized at first. Vaughn didn't run out there and started doing what he did because he wanted to. Watch his story, and if those who did know what it is, he got tired of seeing his boys get shot and killed. It turned him into a demon, like he said in a song. He watched white get killed, and he ended up saying, "Yo, that's it, no more." But if you see him, how he was around people that he met and around people that was his people, yo, the kid had a heart of gold, man. He was a good kid. He was just stuck in his own position. If all you know is bad, how can you do good? He was brought up in that environment where that's all he knew. He didn't know any different. And then it became survival mode. Survival mode, you could throw the best person in the jungle and he's gonna find a way to survive. You could throw a good kid from the suburbs in in the middle of O Block, right? And I'm gonna tell you something. He's gonna end up carrying a gun and using it if he has to. He might not go slide on niggas and kill the niggas for fun, but I'm gonna tell you this: he's gonna end up using it or carrying it because there's no other way that he's gonna feel like he's gotta protect himself. You know what I'm saying? I know people that get it and carry it and do it because they're like, yo, that's what they pretty much was around the whole time. So, I've been in positions where I feel like, yo, I gotta bring a gun. Cause I'm going out of town and I need it because I know what it is and I know I'm going out there and I got a lot of money on me and I'm gonna go re-up and I gotta bring it. Or whatever the case may be. This is when I was in the streets, right? So it's positions where people are put in that they have no choice. You know what I'm saying? Any of you guys will want to get it's just like you want to get a permit to get your gun and be able to use it, right? You want to carry because you want to be able to protect yourself. So imagine being in the hood at 15 and you're watching your friends bleed out their mouth on the floor dead from a gunshot wound, and dudes just ran off and pretty much shot at you too, or whatever the case may be. You survive, but at the end of the day, it puts you in a position to where you're like I said, you can bring somebody from anywhere and put them in that environment, and that person is gonna have to adapt and at least carry a gun to be able to protect themselves because you could not be a troublemaker and somebody run up on your red light and take your car or take your shit, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? You want to have that gun to protect yourself or whatever the case may be. So it's that crazy. It happens. Like I never wanted to do it. I was the coolest dude around, but I was put in a position where I had to hold myself down, and I wasn't having it because at the end of the day, I'm not a sucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm the coolest, best person to get along with, whatever the case may be, but don't play me. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be, because it's gonna get handled, and that's what happens. You get good people put in situations like I did a video earlier and I was saying, they were talking about Ki or Vaughn not doing something to Ki, right? And then I was saying, like, imagine they had all those real dudes in the same team, like Ki, Vaughn, Doug, T. Roy. Imagine they were all so real and so good to each other, right? And they had so much love, right? So imagine they were all in the same circle, because each circle has snakes It has people that are not loyal. It has people that is gonna end up doing some snake shit to you, and it's gonna end up not loving you. They don't love you. They'll throw you under the bus, snitch on you, whatever you say, right? So think about it. You got those type of people that you don't need. So imagine Duck got rid of the snakes out of his team, and imagine Vaughn got rid of the snakes in his team, and all the real ones was to be able to unite and keep all the fake shit out and have control over this the environment they're in. There could be a big, powerful movement, and they would definitely made moves. That's why like it's crazy that you see the real ones go, and you see that Vaughn and Duck and them ain't here no more. But I know that if they could sit back and look at things or whatever, they probably would be like, yo, like see that this nigga was real, this nigga was real, and they probably were better off if they would have been together instead of not, whatever the case may be. Yeah, and I believe Vaughn was there. Definitely, he spoke and rapped about stuff that he was there. I personally think that it was just to the point where they pulled up, they let off a few shots. You know what I'm saying? They saw that she got hit. They saw educational purposes, y'all, just for the YouTube, all educational purposes. So I believe that they pulled up, let off. You know what I'm saying? Remember, she was with Butter, so I believe they pulled up, shot it up. You know what I'm saying? They gotta make sure Butter don't got something on him. So they see he ain't got nothing on him. So they just now they running back to the car, but they see they both hit. But I guess Big A ran up there and just make sure he finished off to the point where he's like, okay, I got her. Ran back. That's why you see Big A change his name to Ask Ki, Ask Key, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Why was she so loose? I don't know. I mean, I heard stories like, she got her heart broke, you know what I'm saying, plenty of times at the beginning. And they say, that she was like a little thotty or whatever. She was actually dating dudes from like Morado, whatever this kid's name is. She was dating, dudes from 600 and stuff like that. I heard that T-Roy used to mess with her. I could be wrong. But I heard that she became like a tomboy and started drilling pretty much after she got her heart broke so many times that she just, got tired of it and became more like a tomboy. And that's sad because she wanted to be a social worker. She wanted to help out kids and stuff like that. And she became so rough from the environment and the way she was treated and, getting dogged around, getting her heart broke, that she just turned into this savage, you know what I'm saying? She was so heartbroken that she just became a savage to the point where she was just drilling, you know what I mean? And it's crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much what I know so much from what I looked at about KI and shit. But it's sad because you see all this shit and me knowing, like putting myself in their shoes, knowing like what they're going through, what they do, I can understand a lot of it, and I could know what they were thinking or have an idea because I've been there. So that's why now I'll be like, yo, damn, thanks, Brisha, much love, man. Brisha always come through and show some love. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. Make sure, y'all, when y'all watch the videos, y'all hit the likes and make sure we get those videos on rotation. I know we forget sometimes and shit, but make sure y'all do that. So yeah, like, like it just becomes to the point where, definitely, and that's pretty much what I got. It's like, it's called a profit shit, but it's designed like a 401k. And that's the type of shit that our kids don't get to know. They didn't teach me that when I was little. They didn't tell me nothing about no 401ks. They didn't teach me nothing about no credit, about buying houses, about gun permits, about any of this shit. I didn't even know you had to get a car registered. I bought a car through some place up there, through a system on it. I'm spending money on the system, rims, all types of shit. I get pulled over, get the car taken because it's got no registration. I didn't know none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So when you don't grow up without a father and my stepdad was only there till I was 12 and shit like that, it's crazy because you got to learn shit as you grow. And sometimes you can make mistakes and learn from them. And sometimes you can make mistakes and never come back from those mistakes. And that's, that's a lot of shit that people don't see or understand. But I'm about to end this live, man. We've been here in 99 minutes, whatever that is. But I'm a little tired or whatever, so I'm taking over the room. I'm doing this in my room right now. My girl's doing a movie on Zoom and shit with her sisters and shit in the living room. But I appreciate everybody that was here, I really do. So yeah, rock with you, boy. Y'all know what it is. Like I said, y'all gonna get a little bit of everything from me. You know, on the weekends we're gonna get deep into it. You know what I mean? Um, During the week I'm working and shit like that, so I drop videos and I try to keep y'all up to date with a lot of shit that's going on. Right now I'm not monetized, so I'm not getting paid. Somebody flagged one of my videos, another blogger that was hating on some shit. He loves to talk about everybody else, but when you bring up something about him, he gets his feelings hurt and he wants to flag your shit. Whatever. I'm the new voice of the streets, nigga. Fuck that shit. I gotta talk my shit, right? But yeah, I got flagged, so for 30 days I won't be getting paid or whatever. But I don't give a shit. We still moving, right? It's like I said to Brisha the other day. It's not just about the money. You know what I'm saying? Because I love to do it. You know what I mean? So when you do a job or you do something that you love to do, it doesn't become a job. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing something and you getting paid for it, or if you, even if you're not, because I was doing it on Instagram for a while before I started getting paid for it. But when you do it and you love to do it, you do it and you get something out of it for you and for the people, and you love to do it. It's good. You don't have a problem with doing it, right? But it's good to get the money because obviously it helps to get the room, the studio, and the equipment and shit like that. I bought a new phone just to be able to do lives because the first time I did a live, that shit was messed up on my old phone. You know what I mean? So you know how to get a microphone. I did it with the microphone last week and it was mad echoey and shit. So I did it just regular this week or whatever. But it's good to be able to get paid for it is what I'm saying. Why not? Why not get paid for doing something you love to do? So that's why I was like, let me just go to YouTube and grow it from there, and then be able to make it to the point where I can actually get a studio and make it to where I can give back and help people and make it better. Because Instagram, you just post videos and you give your all, and it's like sometimes you don't get no followers or people. It's, I don't know. I just felt like I'm gonna move on. I still do it on Instagram. Don't get me wrong, but I started doing it over here. But at the end of the day, like I said, right now I'm unmonetized for 30 days. I gotta reapply, and we'll go from there, one step at a time. It is what it is. They're not stopping me. You know what I mean? We here. We gonna continue to be here. I'm not going nowhere, and they could keep trying. But at the end of the day, I'm not even gonna feed into that shit. You know what I mean? Forget dudes, whatever, whatever. But yeah, Brisha, thank you for the cash app, man. Shout out to you. She looked out the other day. Again, thank you to Melly Mel for the cash app earlier. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Anybody else who wanted to support or help out, if you could, that's good. Cash app, $ omegadrip. If not, that's cool. We all here, to speak, to build, show love. And eventually when I do start getting paid again, I'm gonna start giving back. So when I get paid, I'll give some back every month. When I get paid, once I get monetized again from YouTube, that's my plan. Once I get 5,000 subscribers, I'm gonna pick somebody every month and I'm gonna share whatever I get with other people as well. But that's the plan. So y'all know what it is. There's other ways you can support. You can share, you can like, you can always make sure you watch the video all the way through. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff helps. So it doesn't necessarily have to be cash or none of that either. I'm not here to, make people feel like they have to do something if they can't or if they don't want to. That's not me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, exactly. Thanks, Bishop. I appreciate that. And yeah, we're here to stay, man. We're a movement. We're a platform to get our message across, and that's what we're doing. If you missed the live, y'all can watch it. Sometimes it takes a few days for the feed to show, the comments right now to show, but it will show. I got it turned on so it can show. Is the way YouTube works. But you can comment anyways afterwards or whatnot. But yeah, we're gonna get out of here. Everybody have a good night. Y'all know what it is. If you want to hit me up during the week, you can hit me up on the comment section. You can hit me on Instagram. Omega Drip exclusives. Hit my DM. You know what I mean? If I can help in any way with any advice or anything, you just hit me up, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of shit going on with DMs over there. So once I look into it, you know what I'm saying, I'll answer back or whatever. During the week, I put a community post up saying, hit me with the questions during the week so I can start getting them ready. So like that, next weekend I know what questions you want to answer, and I'll still continue with the story of my life. But if you hit me on a DM on Instagram, make sure you mention who you are from YouTube, whatever, because it actually means a lot more when you let me know who you are. Because I got a lot of stuff going over there, a lot of people that sometimes reach out for just, nonsense and shit. So make sure you mention who you are sometimes if you got a different name or whatnot. So yeah, it's your boy Omega, man. We about to close this out. Y'all be good. Thanks for rocking with me. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you hit that like if you forgot to hit that like. Let your friends, your peoples know to follow the channel, subscribe to the channel. Make sure your notifications is on so like that you don't have to miss the video or miss the upload or whatnot. You see it off the back, you know I'm here. You can go look at the video or whatnot. And make sure you drop a comment too. The comments help on the videos because it shows that people is interacting with me or whatnot. So, you know, that's a good way of helping too. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, my subscribers is not numbers. We're a movement. We here to stay. See, boy Omega. We out of here, y'all.